Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you guys doing? Well, the next bait I'm going to do in a deep dive into the PowerTeam Lures lineup is their 3.8-inch Mauler craw bait. So if you guys saw the one I did in the craw hors d'oeuvre, you know it's my favorite trailer. A really good versatile bait. And if you look on if you're on the PowerTeam website, this is the section of creatures and craws. And did the craw hors d'oeuvre, and I'm going to do the 3.8 Mauler tonight. So it's a little bigger bait than the craw hors d'oeuvre. It's got 14 colors. I've got 12 of them. I was shocked that I didn't have all of them because I remember when this came out and I just grabbed pro packs of all the colors that I got. So maybe these were the colors that were out at the time, or I just got 12 to start. But this is, if you haven't seen the Mauler before, here's what it looks like. So if you like your traditional craw style bait, this is a 3.8-inch bait. You can flip and pitch it, use it as a trailer. I've only flipped and pitched these. I've used them as a trailer a little bit, but I prefer the craw hors d'oeuvre. It's just a little more compact. But if you want more of a flapper, you know, you could try these. I haven't used it as much. I've used it more as a flipping and pitching bait. But, you know, you've got your standard craw body there. Two claws, a couple little feelers right there, little antennae, and then a couple little eyeballs on the top. And that's just the black blue flake right there, I'm pretty sure. But that's what it looks like. To me, it might be a little big for my jig trailer. As I said, I like the craw hors d'oeuvre. It's a little more compact, but you could certainly use it if you wanted to. But there it is right there. That is the 3.8-inch Mauler from PowerTeam Lures. And I'll show you the colors. Now, the first color on the list, and you can see here's my list again. That black and blue swirl is the first one they have, and I don't have that one, shockingly. The black blue flake, I showed you guys that one. So if you like your black and blue jigs, great trailer. You know, if you want it as a trailer, if you just like, you know, throwing a black and with a blue flake craw, it's certainly a very good popular color. Not a bad option right there. Here is, I think the Pro Pack is right here. So if you were to get a Pro Pack, here is the Pro Pack that I got back in the day. And this is probably the newest. I'm trying to remember, because when I was on the PowerTeam site, I'd seen I hadn't made an order in a few years because I've had so many of their baits. I pretty much had everything. But I think this is the last bait I bought. So there's the Pro Pack. So if you get a Pro Pack of 25, that's probably the way to go. That will last you a long time. And they throw a couple of the hog tonics in there, which, remember, you don't want to open those up in close quarters because you will definitely stink up your house. But it's a good, like I said, it's a good stink. So there's the Pro Pack of the black blue. I'm going to try to do this somewhat in an organized fashion here. Let's see. The next one is the Delta Destroyer. So you guys like that. This is a good example of their Delta Destroyer color, because some of my older ones are a little more faded. They don't quite look like this, like they do now, but it's cool. It's got, you know, that heavier green pumpkin on top. Looks like a blue and I guess a gold flake. The blue flake on the claws, that pumpkin body, and then kind of a brownish copper-like color with that gold flake in there. I guess that's a gold flake, might be a copper flake, but that's a really cool color. Very crayfish looking color. But Delta Destroyer, if that's one that you guys like, that's what it looks like up close. And I know I've got the Pro Pack of that here somewhere. So there's my Pro Pack for Delta Destroyer, 25 count. Let's see. Next up is the Dirty Ghost, which I believe is just the white one, right? Yeah. So I know some of the ones that didn't have the Dirty Ghost color, but there it is. Here's the Pro Pack. Now, if I was going to throw a white jig, this would be a good trailer option. And like I said, it's a 3.8-inch bait. Maybe I would, if you know what? Let's see. I got jigs here. I don't remember really using this as a jig trailer that often, but maybe I cut off a little bit at the end just to get it to that little smaller size. Now, this is obviously, I would use this in like a white jig if I'm going to swim a white jig around. I just want to see how it looks on there. I'm going to take that craw hors d'oeuvre off of there. And it's just a standard 1/2 ounce jig. Let's just see how that looks. Let's just see how that looks. Well, I'm going to go a little further. Yeah, to me that's a little big. Really not too bad though. I kind of like just the claws at the end of the skirt, but I might trim off. I think and I'm kind of trying to remember now a little bit. I think I might have trimmed off just that top, a little bit of that plastic, just to make it a little more, fit a little bit tighter on there. So, but that would be really good on the back of a white jig. I wonder how this would be as a chatterbait trailer. I was just thinking about that. But here's the ones that are in the box. Dirty Ghost. I showed you the Pro Pack. So if you like, you know, a white bait, if you can pitch a white crawl like that, when you've got real murky water, it's a good option. So there's the Dirty Ghost. Oh, hold on, the doggies are barking. Hey guys, I'm back. The one of my dogs couldn't get through. I left the door open on the top of the stairs, enough for her to get through, but it was not enough, so she had to let me know. So we took care of that issue. But getting back on track, there's the Dirty Ghost. Let's see, the next one is the Green Melon Red, which is a really cool color. I believe I just had that one right there. So if you like your, you know, green pumpkin, red flake, watermelon, red flake, they call it green melon. It's just a dark green color. It's got the black and red flake in there. Great natural color. Where's that Pro Pack? See the hog tonics in there. Keep your bait smelling really good. But this would be excellent to flip and pitch around your shoreline cover, your docks, your laydowns, your rocks, weed lines. Great color for that. So the was that green melon red flake? Right, yeah. I always want to call it green pumpkin red flake. They call it red melon flake. Or green melon red flake. There we go. I'll get it right eventually. Now the next one, amazingly, another color I don't have is just regular green pumpkin. When I was getting this ready to do, I was like, I don't have green pumpkin, really? I've bought every color but green pumpkin? Okay. So I need that one. I'll get that eventually. I do have green pumpkin and grape swirl though, which is cool. Got the, you know, that purple. You've seen that in the other colors that PowerTeam and the baits I've shown you so far. That's a really cool color. I don't mind switching up to that at all for my flipping and pitching. Show them something a little different with that little purple accent to it. That blue flake in there. Looks like some red flake. Maybe some black flake in there. Really, really cool. Green pumpkin. Oh, this is it right here. Green pumpkin grape swirl. 3.8-inch Mauler. There's a 25 count pack right there. Very cool. Green pumpkin light blue swirl is probably next, and it is. And that's got right next to it practically. Another really cool option. Show them a little of the one with the blue swirl in it. Show them a little with the grape swirl in it. See if they have a preference. Another great option. And just kind of getting back before I took care of the dogs. If I was going to use this as a jig trailer, I think, I'm trying to remember, I think when I did do it, I cut off this top section. You can see it has like 4 sections here. 1, 2, 3, 4, like on top. I think I just snipped off that top section just to make it a little tighter onto the jig. But really, it's not that much bigger. But that's the green pumpkin with the blue swirl. Really cool color. There that is in the Pro Pack. I've got 25 of those. Last me for a while. And sometimes I'll just, if I'm going to throw, if there's a color I really want to throw, I'll just throw one of the packs in the boat. I don't need to bring it, but here's the box. So usually if I'm taking these out, that's the box I bring with me because it's got 5 or 6 of each color in there to mess around with. Okie dokie. Let's see. The next one is good old Junebug. Excellent color, standard Junebug. Sometimes, as you guys know, I say a lot, little chartreuse on those claws there. Really makes it really stand out. Junebug is a great color. That happens to be the one that's right on top. There's a whole bag of Junebug right there. There it is right there, June Bug. Pro Pack 3.8-inch Mauler. Next up, here's that color again, guys. You know I love it. You know I love the kitchen sink color, so I've got to have a Pro Pack of it. Excellent, excellent bait. Great color. Now, I do, as I've said, I do prefer the crawl hors d'oeuvre on my jig as opposed to this. I just think this action is good, but I think it might be, I like the subtleness of the crawl hors d'oeuvre. It just seems to fit perfectly on the jig. Not that I wouldn't try this. I just don't use it as much. I just go to the crawl hors d'oeuvre, but this would be a good option too. And that, I mean, the color is just fantastic. All the different flake in there. Woo, it smells great. But actually, the more I look at these, I wonder how they work on a chatterbait. I'm gonna give it a try, see how I like it. I don't really like crawl baits on a chatterbait, but we'll see how it looks. Let's see, after the kitchen sink is the Okeechobee Crow, another really cool color. You know, if you guys, you know, have watched the other videos, the Okeechobee Crow is gonna be that green pumpkin on the top side and that blue sapphire underneath. Really a cool, you know, contrast there. This would be a great, if you were going to use it as a trailer, a great trailer for a green pumpkin jig, a blue jig, just to show them something different. Really, really cool. And I believe there's a Pro Pack laying here somewhere, and there it is. I see that blue sapphire coming through. There's the Pro Pack of the Okeechobee Crow. Really, really cool. Let's see, last few, the Susky Slayer. So they still have the Susky Slayer in some colors. I was afraid they were going to discontinue that color altogether. But there's that Pro Pack of the Susky Slayer. One of their coolest colors they ever made. Yeah, I guess, is it a watermelon or a green pumpkin? It's I think, more of a green pumpkin with some gold. Actually, looks like some gold, some purple, and black flake in it. But then it's got that chartreuse on the underneath side, which really shows off well. Oh, and there goes the Pro Packs tumbling off the table. The Susky Slayer is a really cool natural color. If you're looking for something with that, you know, the different tones there, with that chartreuse underneath side, that's a cool one. The Susky Slayer. I'm not gonna put that up there because it's just gonna fall. This bag is ripping right here. There's the Susky. Oops, I'll show you that good. There's the Susky Slayer 25 pack. That looks like I've been using those. Looks a little low. Kitchen sink I showed you. All right, two left. This one I really like. This I have definitely used as a trailer on my brown and orange jigs. I just think it looks great. I've definitely flipped and pitched this one, even maybe more than the, there's one in the box. I've maybe flipped and pitched this color more than the kitchen sink. I just think, I mean, to me, that is just a great jig flip-in color. It's so natural. It looks like a lot of crows you might see swimming around the water. That orange underneath is great. That green pumpkin on top with that gold flake, the gold and black flake in there. The natural is a really good one. If you were gonna get one of them, kitchen sink or this, I think you're, you know, but they're all great colors. But I really like the natural. To me, it's such a crayfishy looking color. But Pro Pack of that is a definite. That's a good one. Oh, they all are, but that's one of the best ones. And here's a color. This is the one color on the Crawl hors d'oeuvre. I didn't have that Wicked Berry, but I do have it in this. So I think this is the first time I've actually shown you this color up close. I don't remember, but I think it is. But what the Wicked Berry is it's like it's a two-tone color. You've got your black and purple flake on top, and you've got that sapphire blue on the bottom. So it's a really cool contrast that would, you know, if you like throwing the darker colors, you know, for flipping and pitching, these would be all good. This guy, or the June Bug, which is a little darker. But if you're using it as a jig trailer, you know, flipping and pitching jig, a football head jig, if you're throwing a black and blue, that would be a cool way to add some purple in there. If you're just throwing straight black, it would add that blue sapphire and those purple flake in there. Really, any dark colored jig you want to throw, and that would really match it very, very well. So that's the Wicked Berry. color. That's what it looks like. So if you're thinking of that color, it's a black with purple flake on top, maybe a little blue flake too, and then that sapphire blue on the belly side. So that's a cool one. I'm looking forward to getting that in the Craw hors d'oeuvre and trying it, which I may or may not have ordered. So stay tuned for that one. You may be seeing that one soon. Let's see, and I think that, my friends, is it. Yep, that's all the 12 on the list. So this one was actually pretty easy to do because there's no colors I have. They're discontinued. All these are available, plus 2 others, the green pumpkin and the black blue swirl. So you could get any of these colors. If any of these colors really stand out to you and you're thinking of trying the bait, that's my box of 12 right there. On the website, let's see. I don't remember the pricing on these. Let's see. A 6-pack is $5.69. Remember, you can get 15% off if you use my code Mark NJ Bass. And if you get a pro pack, so if you got 25 of them, $17.99, take 15% off. So pretty good deal. I always get the pro packs. Now, granted, I've been on this pro staff for a long time, so I'm glad they're still around. A lot of bait companies come and go, but they're still around, and I'm glad to see it because I think the stuff they make is really good. But you know, if you want to spend some extra money and just get the color you like, but a lot of them so that lasts you, you know, that natural is hard to beat. Obviously, kitchen sink is hard to beat. You know, if you're using it, let's say just as a jig trailer, if you had the natural and the kitchen sink, that's going to cover all of your green pumpkin, watermelon jigs, whatever. You know, if you're throwing black and blue or straight black or black and red, whatever, these would match. That black blue flake, that wicked berry, even the June bug. And then, you know, if you're throwing a white jig or you just want to flip and pitch a white bait in really dirty water, that's a good option right there. So that, my friends, is the 3.8-inch Mauler. Here's one of those pro packs again. I'll show you. Really cool craw bait. I know we've talked about craw style baits on my channel a lot. I know a lot of you guys like throwing them. If you haven't tried this one, it's a good option. From a flipping and pitching standpoint, very compact. It's only 3.8 inches. You can get away, I think you could get away with a 4-aught. I don't think I have a 4-aught hook laying here, or I would show you. And no, I don't. You could probably get away with a 4-aught, but a 3-aught would definitely work. And, you know, whatever weight size you're using, 1/4, 3/8, half, whatever, flip and pitch it around the cover. Those claws will be, as it's going down into the weeds, those claws are going to be moving around, and it's a good way to catch some nice fish. So if you like flipping and pitching craws, and you're looking for a new one, that 3.8 Mauler might be the one you're looking for. Give it a try. Lots of cool colors, as you guys have seen. When I get the green pumpkin and the black and blue swirl, when I get those two, I'll show them to you. I didn't get them in my order I made yesterday, but I will get them eventually. You know, I can't have some empty, you know, I can't be missing some colors. But there's a look at the box again. That's the 3.8-inch Mauler. That's the box. If I go out on the water, when I go out on the water, this will be in the boat, because I do want to flip and pitch these around while we still got grass. But the plan was to go fishing tomorrow, but for the first time in a long time, we actually might get some rain here. So, you know, my weather app was showing thunderstorms and lightning and maybe hail in the afternoon. So I was thinking of taking the big boat out. There's a lake up in Vermont I want to fish that I haven't fished before. I wanted to try, and I was like, I don't want to, you know, take a trip to Vermont and then get chased off the water in the afternoon because of storms. So I'll wait till I know there's not going to be any storms there. So I might wait till Thursday for that. I may go fishing, you know, if I wake up and the storms aren't going to come until later tomorrow. Maybe if I wake up early, maybe I'll hook up the little boat, one of my small lakes around here. If not, I do have a lot of my rods and reels. Some of them need, some of my reels need some, I think it's time for some new line on a few of them. It's getting towards the end of the season. The line's getting a little beat up. I think it's time for a few of them to change the line. I did 2 reels yesterday or the day before. I put new line on. So there's a couple more I think that need some TLC, and then just kind of, you know, tactics are kind of changing a little bit. You You know, the topwater bite is not really what it was. I think this is more probably buzzbait season. I'm going to switch to that. I haven't been doing much with the frog lately. I haven't been doing much with the what's the one I got? Oh, the SB 125. I haven't been doing anything on that since these nights have gotten cold. So I think maybe, you know, now it's going to be kind of some buzz baits, and that's really it for this topwater. The fluke is getting better. The spinner bait is picking up. The jig bite's always good, and that'll only continue to get better and better as it gets cooler and cooler, the water. So I am kind of switching up techniques a little bit as the fall approaches and the water's in the 60s again. But that's it, guys. So that is the 3.8-inch Mauler from PowerTeam Lures, the next bait on the list. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. So if you're a fan of PowerTeam, I'm sure you're enjoying it. If you're new to PowerTeam Lures, check out the website. I put the links right in the description. And I think next up is the Texas Rig Jig. So if you're on their website or you check it out, I'm in the Creatures and Craws section. We did the Craw hors d'oeuvre, now the Mauler. Yeah, the 3.5-inch Texas Rig Jig, which is such a cool bait. I'm looking forward to doing that one. But that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. So any questions, let me know. Please like the video. Please share it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And I will see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.